Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we explore the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Milan Kohut, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced, the lessons learned, and the strategies fueling future growth. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Simone Lovell, a certified nutritionist and founder of the Simone Method. She transitioned from 20 years as a gym personal trainer to launching online programs like Fuel for Fat Loss, enabling her to coach more clients on full week habits, including nutrition, mindset, and stress management, while prioritizing time as a mom. Her approach delivers real results for busy people through cutting edge fitness and food strategies, as seen across her large Instagram following and dedicated coaching platforms. With that being said, Simone, let me officially welcome you to Founders Future.
Thank you so much for having me, Milan. And I need to commend you on the impact that you're making. I'm so excited to be here and I'm so excited to have this conversation with you.
Thank you so much for that. It's lovely to hear something like that. We're trying our best to share all of those beautiful stories. I was just having a conversation with my colleague a couple hours ago, just talking about the fact that we are blessed, though, to be talking to great people who have amazing conversations all the time. There's nothing to complain about. So
I love
beautiful.
it.
I'm looking forward to this conversation as well. So if you're ready, we're going to dive right into it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Awesome. What I love to do with all of my guests is a bit of traveling back in time. So before you even had this company, what were you doing before? And then eventually, what was the motivation for starting the business?
Well, it's a funny thing that you should ask because what I was doing before, I've only ever done this. So the journey actually started way back when I was a kid and a teenager, and I was watching my mom. And I was watching her go from diet to diet, binge eat, starve herself, binge eat, starve herself, and weigh herself every single day, measure herself with a tape measure every single day, and really struggle with her weight. You know, she would gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, and her entire self-worth was connected to that number on the scale. And I remember seeing this even as a little girl and thinking, I don't want this life. This looks like a struggle. This is what I want to make sure I don't have for myself. And so as soon as I graduated high school, I went to university to become a elementary school teacher. And while I was there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start working out. I'm gonna start taking care of myself. And in order to do that, in order to know exactly what I'm doing, I'm going to become a personal trainer, just so I know what I'm gonna be doing. And I started working out and learning, the whys and the hows behind strength training and nutrition. And I fell in love with it. And I knew that this was the stuff that was going to prevent me from future struggles. So I opened up my own business. I was 19 years old. I opened up with my best friend at the time. She's still my best friend today. And we started advertising in elevators across Victoria. So Victoria
Mm.
on the island, BC, Canada. And we were advertising. It was called the Personal Training Experience. We were charging $40 an hour, which was like big money when you're in university. And also, this is also 1999, right? It's like big money. And I loved it. I loved being part of that journey with each and every single client and seeing them see results and seeing them improve their health. I knew that this was for me. So I ended up going into human kinetics after my English degree and following my passion and my path with personal training. So I did that for 18 years, loved every minute of it. I worked in gyms. I started at Fitness World and then I moved on to work for myself. But with every personal training session, especially towards the end, I started to feel a gap and a pull. And I knew that my clients needed more from me. But it was such a challenge, right? Like here I am, they're seeing me 3 times a week and I'm walking them through lunges and bicep curls and pull-ups and push-ups and all the things that we can do together in a personal training session. But what they really needed was the mindset coaching. What they really
Mhm.
needed was the nutrition coaching. And in a gym, I was so limited with that time, I couldn't give them what they actually needed, which I knew would give them the next level results that they're coming to me for. So I actually quite by accident. I launched my first online program, and it was called Meal Prep for Weight Loss. So it was a meal prep course because this is a tool. Meal prep is a tool that, really helps people stay on track. And it was for 12 women, just 12. And it worked. These clients got results. They felt supported, and the community started forming on its own. So from there, everything just grew piece by piece, and we evolved to from there Fuel for Fat Loss, and then from there Total Body Transformation. And then from now, I have GLP-1 Boost Lab. So it's a lab where we work together with wearables, with technology. So you're getting real biofeedback of what's happening inside of your body without the use of drugs or GLP-1s. We do it naturally. So we're triggering the body's natural ability to activate GLP-1, and it's been tremendously successful. And then I've got some other programs that support our clients as well.
I love it. We're gonna dive into that deeper in a second here, but I just want to say I'm very happy to hear you say the mindset is a big part of this because I relate to it so much. I'm going to share something with you. I've been through a pretty big transformation myself where I lost, well, in conversion, that would be almost 90 pounds. So
Oh,
that was a big change, yeah. And I gotta say that when I retrospectively look at my journey and what it really felt like, the biggest shift happened once I really changed my perspective and the mindset that I was working with, right? So there is so many things that you can do with your training plan, with your nutrition, but if it's not right in here, it's just not gonna work long term, right? So
100%. It's
yeah,
everything. And I see
yeah,
it, I see my clients break down in tears when they have that real mindset shift and that real breakthrough because now finally they get it. And yes, nutrition is a tool and your workouts are a tool, but your mindset is that foundation that's going to create this identity for yourself that it becomes easy. Like everything becomes easy.
yeah. Absolutely. I love this. Okay, I could be talking about this stuff for hours, but yeah. Simone, in this part of the podcast, my goal is to really get the listeners to understand, first of all, who it is exactly that you're trying to help right now, but also what are those different core offerings that you have in place for your clients. So tell us all
Mhm.
about it.
So, I help women age 40 and up. Typical clients are 40 to 65 years old that are going through perimenopause or menopause years. They have tried every single diet. Like when I get on calls with new clients, they're like, Simone, I've tried Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, keto, Atkins. I mean, literally every single diet on the market. They've lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. They've been on this roller coaster their entire life. And they're struggling to find a healthy lifestyle that makes sense for them, that is sustainable. And so, for me, my goal as a coach is to help you lose the weight. Like my clients come to me to lose weight, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to look your best and feel your best. I mean, you lost 90 pounds. That's life-changing weight, and I'm sure like it led you to a place that's completely different as a person, if you hadn't lost the weight. So, um, we lose the weight, but my goal is that you walk away knowing exactly how to fuel your body. You understand how food works, right? So you're
Hmm.
presented with a plate of food, or you're going on vacation, or you're at an airport, or you're at a buffet, and you're not confused. You actually understand how to put things on your plate so that you're optimizing your results. And we attack it from a place of a non-restriction, non-deprivation. You can eat the foods that you love, but let's have a strategy around that. Let's build something that's really sustainable for the rest of your life. So you lose the weight and keep it off long term. And those days of dieting, dieting is they're meant for, or diets are meant for starting and stopping, right? There's like 8 weeks of dieting.
Yeah.
Like that's not a healthy lifestyle. A healthy lifestyle, you don't stop. Right? So this is something that you do for the rest of your life, but it makes sense to you. And I really bring you into the education piece of it. And I think that's how I've always strived to be different is I'm not just going to hand you a menu plan and a workout plan. I'm going to give that to you, but I'm also going to get you to understand how it works so
Hmm.
that you are involved in that education piece. It's so much more motivating. Now you understand how you want to do the work.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely not keeping anything surface level. I love that.
Yeah, no surface level. And people always talk about, oh, Simone, I just don't feel motivated to do this. And it's not about motivation. It's when knowledge is power, when you have the education, you understand, that food is medicine. Food is either poison or it's medicine, right? It's either poisoning you or it's healing you. And so when you start learning these pieces, you're self-motivated. Motivation goes away, and then you add the habits. Like this is just, you do your workouts day in and day out. Like you get to be a person that, why would I miss a workout? This is who I am. I'm a woman who looks after myself. I'm a woman who works out and loves how I feel when I work out. And it's not like a workout is not there to punish you for the food that you ate. It's there to really
Exactly.
protect this beautiful vessel that you have, this one body, one vessel that you have for the rest of your life. Let's protect it, And so
Yeah.
changing, again, it's that mindset piece.
Yeah, I love what you said about those habits because it really is about collecting all of those good habits that support overall the best lifestyle that you want to live and provide for yourself, right? So I love it. Now, obviously, there's a several different stages that the client really goes through to
Mm.
have the training, the nutrition, the educational side of everything. So, what would you say is like the average duration of a client really working with you so that you
Mhm.
can really set them up for success? How does that look like?
I'll always say it takes on average, and this is based on science, but 30 days to start creating a habit, 90 days for that habit to become more familiar to you. But truly, it is 12 to 18 months of you living this habit day in and day out to get to the point that you just can't imagine not doing these things, right? And so, yeah, that 12 to 18 month mark is really golden. But I have some clients that work with me. I have clients that follow me on social media and just do my recipes. I have actually a lady reached out to me the other day. She's lost 50 pounds just following my recipes on Instagram. She's not even paying to
Wow.
be part of my program. So, which I love, I want to be that resource for people and that coach for people. If you don't have the resources financially to join one of my programs, absolutely just do my recipes. Like, let's start there, right? And then
Mhm.
the journey from there can look different for so many people. Some want to dive right into my GLP-1 Boost Lab, and that's high tech. Like it's high tech, it's high touch, but high impact. We work together for 8 weeks, and we go hard. We wear a continuous glucose monitor, right? That's where you're measuring your blood sugar. That is extremely eye-opening. Every single woman that has done my GLP-1 Boost Lab says, I wish I could wear a continuous glucose monitor for the rest of my life because now I can see what my blood sugar is doing, throughout the day, and it's very motivating. I don't want it to spike. I don't want it to dip. I want that flat line because when it's a flat line, your mood improves, you have crazy energy and zero cravings. Right? So you start to see the gaps in your day, and it's very personalized. You and I could have the same food, but your blood sugar could spike and mine maybe drops, right? So it's this personalized the experience for you. So I love that. And some people are ready to dive into that, but again, it's high tech, high touch. And then other clients just want to buy. I've got a brand new cottage cheese cookbook that I just launched this week. I'm very excited about. And they just want to get that and have high protein snacks and meals and breakfasts and dinners throughout their day. And that's a great place for them to start. I've also got Meals by Simone. That is a program where we deliver menus to you each week that are different, that are family friendly. So you're not cooking, 5 different meals at dinner. Your kids and your husband are eating the exact same thing. So they're family friendly, but they're also macro conscious, and you're getting new meals every. So truly, there's so many levels that you can work with me.
A lot of variety,
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
100%. Now, Simone, I would also like to talk about the back end side of the business. You already know this, but on Founders Future, we love talking about business stuff, right? If it is regarding marketing, sales, operations, your strategies, we would love to share that with the audience. So, specifically, when it comes to like having a good client acquisition system in place, what is it that you do on the front of marketing and maybe generating leads to make all of this even happen in the first place?
It's so funny because I never went to school for marketing and I knew nothing about business when I started this, right? Like as a personal trainer, it would work just through referrals. So that was easy, right? I would give clients results and they would look great. So people would be asking them, what are you doing? And I would naturally get clients. When I went into the online space, it was kind of similar. Referrals definitely started to build my audience in the beginning, but I stumbled on automated responses on Instagram and Facebook. And actually, Facebook doesn't do it, Instagram. And this is where we would have trigger words set up. So, for example, for this recipe, comment cheese, and I will send you my free cottage cheese guide. Right. And so we started to build our audience in such a big way. I had no idea when I first put out my first cottage cheese guide, we had I truly wouldn't have expected this because we were going to do this manually, but we had the automation set up and we had millions of views on one video and thousands and thousands and thousands of people asking for this cottage cheese guy. So I was like, oh, thank God I had this automation set up because now we could take care of all these people. And so they would download the guide and from there we built our list. So it's really from Instagram, people, following me and getting tips and ideas for free, to downloading our guides, to getting onto our newsletter, onto our email list. So we've been growing that over the years. And then from there, continuing to nurture them, continuing to educate them along the way until they're ready to join, again, one of my offerings.
Beautiful. Now, when it comes to all of those activities, obviously there is a lot happening. So I'm very
Yeah.
curious about what was your philosophy on delegation and really creating this sort of ecosystem where you allow other people coming in, take the responsibility off of you. So I'm curious how that works for you. Have you already built like your own internal teams for both sales, marketing, possibly other departments, or how does that
Yeah,
work?
yeah. So, well, when I started, it was just me, and doing everything. But quickly, I knew that I needed help. And so I hired someone that I used to work with. Actually, we met up just by chance in Florida. And we used to work together in Vancouver. So we are meeting up like across the world. And she's like, "Oh, I noticed that you're doing this Fuel for Fat Loss course. Tell me more about it." And I told her, and she's a personal trainer and a coach as well, a nutrition coach. And her name's Melissa. And I said, hey, you want to come work with me? So we started nurturing these clients because these clients needed a lot of hand holding. They still need a lot of hand holding. So I have a coaching team. I'm very lucky. I have Coach Melissa, Coach Annie, and Coach Tiffany that look after our clients as well as myself. And that's really important. Every day, that's the most important piece because if we're not looking after our clients, they're not getting results and our program won't exist, right? So truly it starts there. And then I have Michaela. Michaela is my right hand woman. She lives in St. Lucia. She is absolutely phenomenal and she takes care of all the tech. And let me tell you, there is not anything that will scare Michaela. And when it comes to tech, I find it very scary. So having the right person on my team who can handle software and can handle the automations and connecting things and getting my website ready to go and all the landing pages, like she can build a landing page in 15 minutes. So, that piece is taken care of by her. And I do have two coaches that help me with my marketing. So I have a business coach, Di Manuel, and then I have a social media coach, as well as someone who works with me in the social media side of things, Britt, who lives in LA. So people kind of all over the world that are helping me, and those coaches are really like my marketing team. So they give me the ideas, and then I give the rest to my team to execute.
Mhm.
But I'm super blessed. There's no way, like I can
Wonderful.
tell you right now, there's no way that I can have the bandwidth that I have without my team. There's no way that I can, go on and do a live video on Instagram and do what I need to do to market my program or go and do a podcast here with you or one of my own podcasts without the support of my team. There would be no business without them, truly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, up until a certain point, it's completely normal and right for business owners to build it up yourself, do as much as you can, but sooner or later you're gonna get to that point where you basically become a bottleneck of your own business if you don't put yourself out of that position, right? So it's beautiful to see that you've actually managed to build the right fundamentals that allow other people coming in. Now, when it comes to really converting all of those people that you have in the system into paying clients, is it you taking the sales calls, or how does this part of the business
Yes.
really work?
Yeah. So I do sales calls. I didn't actually used to run sales calls for my program in the past, but my GLP-1 Boost Lab is a program where I really want to make sure that it's the right fit for our clients. So we don't just accept anybody into the program. I want to make sure that you're ready to wear a continuous glucose monitor, that you are excited about boosting GLP-1 naturally in the body, and that you're a really great fit for our community. I really do want to protect our community. And I think doing it this way has helped me build a phenomenal family. Like these women, they're a family. They take care of each other. And so this is why I do these sales calls. So I haven't always done it this way, but I have started doing it that way this year. And yes, I do take care of all of them. But I love it. I gotta
Wow.
say, I learn so much about what women need in these calls. It's just 15 minutes. But in that time, I can see if you're a good fit for the program, but I can get a real sense of why you're here, and these women, they
Mhm.
tell me like, I've tried every single diet. I've been struggling with my whole life. The other day, a woman told me she's been struggling ever since she was 12 years old with her weight. Can you imagine? She's in her 40s and she's been struggling since she was 12. And so when I hear these stories and I hear what these women are struggling with, I can start tailoring the program and really, building it and tweaking it based on what these clients need and want, right?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this the most direct kind of response that you're ever going to get. So
Yeah,
it's definitely a good idea for you to be there. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, Simone, let's talk about the future and what's going to happen. Obviously, there's a lot of ambition here. So I'm curious, especially when you think about the short-term goals, maybe the next 6 to 12 months,
Yeah.
what would you say are those biggest goals and targets, revenue, milestones that you have set for yourself?
Mm. This next year, it's funny that you asked that because I really do want to pivot this next year. I want to get to the point where I am speaking more. It's in my heart to be in front of more people. Kind of like when I was in the gym and I knew I needed to help women learn their food and understand nutrition. I had to build this online program so that I could reach more. Right? Like I could only see maybe 20, 25 people a week. That's it. But I knew that
Hmm.
I wanted to help more people, and this next year is going to be about reaching even more people. And I'd love to, spread my message across the world, really. So getting on stages and speaking about important pieces and trying to change the paradigm when it comes to dieting. I speak quite strongly against using GLP-1s and things like Ozempic. It's not a judgment thing from me. So, if any of your listeners are on Ozempic or a GLP-1, it's out of love. Like there's no judgment here. It's just there is a better way. And I've seen the better way.
Hmm.
I've been a coach now for 26 years. I've been helping women do this naturally. So when I hear about a drug that makes you lose 50% of your muscle mass within the first year of taking it, these drugs also losing effectiveness at the 12 to 18 month mark. So now you've subjected yourself to some serious side effects like pancreatitis, stomach blockages, blindness. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And you've spent all this money and you're right back where you started. Like that doesn't sit right with me. Again, getting away from this paradigm of starting and stopping something and figuring out the way, learning the ways to do this naturally and sustainably. That's what I'm about. So I would love to share this message and reach more people, especially right now with GLP-1s being so popular.
Beautiful. Now, when you think about really making this kind of pivot and also just continuing growing and scaling the business, out of everything, what would you say is going to be the biggest challenge to make it happen?
Wow, that's a great question. Probably, I mean, time is always right, like a hard thing. I'm a mom as well, and my daughter is 12, and I feel like over the years she's needed me more and more. So
Hmm.
I'm always keeping that top of mind, like, if I am going to travel to speak on a stage somewhere, am I compromising my family life. And that doesn't work for me. So, I do want to make sure that I keep her my top priority, while still chasing these goals that are really deep in my soul.
I love it. I'm loving the self-awareness here. I appreciate your authenticity on
Yeah.
the podcast.
Thank
No,
you.
listen though, this is a great conversation. I would love to continue for like the next 40 minutes. So what I would suggest is that maybe we sit down next time,
Yeah.
next year, this time, and just see what
Yeah.
kind of growth. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I'm gonna put it out there that I want to do a TED Talk by this time next year.
Oh yeah.
I just
Yeah.
released my first cottage cheese cookbook, but I want to release a real book by then too. That's going to help more women learn how to fuel their bodies naturally. So yeah, I've got some big goals, and being on podcasts like yours is one of my ways that I can keep spreading this message. So I'm so grateful that I got to be here today.
Beautiful. Thank you. Now, if any from the listeners would like to get in touch, maybe even work with you, what is the best way to go about it?
Well, Instagram is really the easiest. I'm Simone N Lovell, so Simone, and then N Lovell, Lovell. And this is where I share, my day-to-day stuff, but a lot of recipes and workout tips and tricks. So again, you can start following me and start using this stuff for free. That's a really great place to start.
Beautiful. Thank you again for the conversation. I enjoyed myself.
Me too. Thank you.
Now, to our listeners, if today's conversation inspired you as well, make sure to subscribe to Founders Future on your favorite platform. And also, if you're a business owner, more specifically a consultant or a coach, or you have an agency and you're trying to scale the business and really enhance both your sales and marketing efforts, also visit closers.io, get in touch with our team, and discover how exactly we scaled our company from 0 to over 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on crushing it, and I'll see you on the next one.